Okay, we'll start with the first module. Okay, so now let's start with the introductory part or introduction part to the mobile communication. So now when we talk about the mobile communication, the first thing we need to discuss is the mobility. Okay, so now mobile communication means communicating using a mobile devices, or communicating or communication while being user is mobile. So obviously it has two different aspects which comes to the picture. Okay, one is the user mobility and the other one is the device mobility. Okay, so we should be able to communicate while we are moving, and at the same time the communication device has to be portable. We cannot communicate by taking wires along with us, that we know. Okay, so in short, we should be able to communicate anytime, anywhere, with anyone, with available wireless network or available network. So these are the two aspects of mobility. Okay, so then if we have to talk about the comparison between the wireless communication and the mobile communication, so we can see the different examples which fall under the different categories, like desktop computer. If we take, is a wired network, that we know, because it cannot be taken from one place to another place. Also it requires wires to get connected for communication. Also if we talk about the PDA, that is personal digital assistant, like your tab or a mobile handset or iPad, you can say. Okay, so then we can take those devices anywhere, and at the same time we know that we can communicate with outside world wirelessly with these particular devices, which is wireless in the nature or portable. So it falls under the both category, that is wireless as well as the mobile. Now why mobile communication study is so important to us? So we know that in today's fast moving world, we don't want to waste any time that we have. So whatever we are doing in the fixed network or wired network, so we should able to do that particular thing while we are moving also. That is the necessity of this particular communication. Let's say we are traveling to some place, anywhere, maybe in the train or bus, or we are through car, or anywhere we are traveling. So while traveling, we don't want to waste of our time. So how can we create a local area network? How can we access the internet? How can we communicate with the other types of network, like our telephone network, which is a fixed network, or sometimes we require to handle VoIP, sometimes we require to handle the wireless LAN. So if we come across this particular question, the necessity or the importance of mobile communications comes to picture. So demand for mobile communication create its need for integration of these wireless communication networks into existing fixed network. So we must be able to communicate with the fixed network while we are being mobile. Okay, so we get connected to this particular fixed network through the wireless network. So that is the necessity of the mobile communication. Okay. Now we'll move further and we'll see the applications or what are different application of the mobile communications are there that we will see. Now, if you see, when we talk about the mobile application, the first application that we are going to see or we are going to discuss right now is a vehicle or vehicles. So, when we are talking about the vehicles, we know that if our vehicles are equipped with mobile communication systems, then such type of vehicles provides several advantages to us. What kind of advantages that we'll see? Such kind of vehicles can receive news. Also, they will get notified with the road conditions. They will get notified with the weather conditions. Also, it can be used for entertainment purpose also. Likely, we can have number of different things that can be solved through the particular mobile computing if it is available or mobile communication if it is available with the vehicles. Example is like listening to the music, certain technologies like DAB or DVB. Okay, now DAB and the DVB is nothing but the digital audio broadcasting and digital video broadcasting. So if our vehicles are equipped with such particular sensors and such particular technologies, then it will be easy for us to understand, easy for us to uh, communicate with those devices and get connected to the network. At the same time, these vehicles are equipped with making a call or get connected with the other vehicles on that particular route via a mobile communication system, then it will be helpful for communication as well as for getting information about the road condition and traffic and many other things. Also, we can track our movement of the vehicles through the GPS that we know we are using that. If we are traveling with the mobile communication enabled vehicle, suppose then we can prevent the accidents or we can guide other vehicles also for controlling the traffic or controlling the natural disasters as well. So such kind of things can be done with the help of mobile communication if our vehicles are equipped with those particular devices which can communicate over the wireless medium. Okay, the best if you the base topic which is related to this vehicular communication, and then you can study or you can refer the topic named as vehicular ad hoc networks, that is VANET. So that is a detailed study is there, advanced study is there on the particular topic, that is vehicular ad hoc network, or sometimes the prior requirement for this is MANET, that is mobile ad hoc network. So also if you take an example of train, suppose traveling on the same track, two trains are traveling in opposite, coming from opposite directions and they are using the same track. If they are not enabled with the equipment of communication like a mobile communication, then then it might be possible that the trains will get collide with each other. So if they are enabled with the mobile communication equipments, or the mobile communication enabled trains are there, then such kind of accident can be avoided, or the collisions can be avoided. So this particular application of mobile communication in the case of vehicle we can describe. Then the second application we are talking about is in the case of emergencies, how the mobile communication is used. Okay, or it is useful in certain condition emergencies. So let's say there is a accident on a road, and the injured person is moving towards the hospital, and for that ambulance is taking that particular person to the hospital. So while traveling towards the hospital, we don't want to waste any time and avoid the risk of losing the patient life. So what we can do, if we have the mobile enabled or the mobile communication enabled van with us, which is equipped with various different equipments and various different facilities, which can be helpful in such condition. So suppose for early transmission of patient data, if it is possible for us to transmit the data before reaching to the hospital, such as the what is the current situation of that particular patient, or what is the first diagnosis of the patient, that can be communicated with the hospital through the mobile communication. Maybe nowadays you can say through apps or any other available technologies. So then in the case of this particular accident, it will be helpful for the uh, patient as well as those who are moving towards the hospital. They can take help of such technologies for many of the things. Then the second thing is in the case of natural disaster, if you take like earthquake or hurricane, where there is no infrastructure left on a particular land after the disaster happened, then we can use the mobile communication on that particular land, okay, for communicating with our relatives, or for communicating with the people who are there on that particular land. So that is one more example. Another application of the emergencies like crisis and war. In war situation where there will be any infrastructure placement is not available, or infrastructure placement is not possible for soldiers for communication. In that case, they can communicate through the mobile communication or the wireless communication equipped devices like walkie-talkie or some other devices which are available. So these are the particular examples of emergency application of mobile communication that we can see. Okay. Then the third application of mobile communication deals with the traveling or travel. We'll see that. Okay. Now, when we are talking about how the travel or the traveling is example of application of this, let's take an example of traveling a particular working man or the corporate employee. So employee of that particular organization is traveling to a different city, suppose during that. travel, it can access the different data or files which are stored on a central locations or the central servers. So it is possible for that particular employee, if he is having a certain devices which are mobile communication equipped. It can also update the data. It can also save the data. That files can be get saved in a central location. While doing all those things, it is also taken care that the consistency of the database is remain proper. That is, it not losing the consistency of the database. That can happen only because of the mobile communication or the network that we have along with us. Also, there is one particular situation. We can take certain situation where the fixed or wired connections or wired setup or the networks cannot be made available. Suppose like coal mines. Okay, in coal mines, if you remember, if you can see that we cannot place wires easily in the coal mines because of number of certain things. So we can use mobile communication to acquire the data captured by the sensors are placed over there, and with the help of those sensors and equipments which are placed there in the coal mines, it will send the data to the central location which is quite far away from the place of that coal mines. Then lastly but not least, for the entertainment purpose and educational purpose, we can use mobile communication. So right now the lecture that we are or I am delivering, it is an example of mobile communication itself. So while traveling, if you want to watch videos, if you want to access to internet, or if you want to play certain games, online games, then mobile communication is very useful in that particular case. Also, if you are traveling to unknown places, then you can use GPS facility for knowing the particular route towards that particular destination. So these are the certain applications of mobile communication. So then there are number of many more applications are available. I have just covered few of them to make you understand what different applications are there. But it is not restricted to these many applications. There are several different applications are there of mobile communication. So you can find out this particular application in several books as well as on net. Or the meaning of this, it is not restricted to the application what we have seen today. These are the some of the examples. Okay, so till now we have seen the advantages of applications of mobile communication. As there is the advantages, definitely certain challenges or limitations of mobile communication are also there, right? So we will see that in next slide. Now if you can able to see, we will see one by one or discuss one by one the limitations or challenges of mobile communication. The first one is the device portability. That is, let's discuss the effects of device portability of the communication. So now in the mobile communication, suppose communicating device is portable, that means it has a limited power supply. For example, mobile handset or laptop come with the battery, which drains out over the period of time, right? So power consumption becomes the major issue in the mobile communication. Now, amount of power consumed, we know that is directly related to the certain aspect of the communicating devices or device. Those aspects those aspects primarily aspects are memory or process, you can say. For example, suppose processor is, if you take the example of processor, the amount of power consumed by the processor is related with the amount of memory present in the device, amount of voltage supplied to that particular device, and the frequency at which the processor is running. Matlab kya? For example, if we talk about the laptop with 3 gigahertz processor, so it will definitely going to consume the more power compared to the laptop with the processor of 1.5 gigahertz. So 3 gigahertz processor will consume more power. So our aim should be consume as much as less power as we can if we are handling the certain type of mobile devices. Then the next limitation is limited user interface. Okay. So portable devices are normally small in size. So while accessing those devices, the user interface should be large enough so that it can be readable or accessible, and small enough so that it can be taken anywhere. So you might have seen that mobile devices have the small small in sizes because of this. So the next limitation is amount of data that can be saved in such portable devices. For example, we can have the hard disk of 1 terabyte. For a desktop computer it is possible, but we cannot have the such large memory available in our small portable device like a mobile. The reason being, the larger the memory, more the amount of power it will consume. Okay, and we have limited power supply also, so if the power get drained, then there will be problem. So these are some primary limitations due to device portability in the mobile communication that we have seen. Apart from that, there are certain limitations are there. One by one we will discuss. Then the next set of limitation is how these mobile networks, or in short the wireless network, perform compared to the fixed network. In fixed network, we know that we have dedicated medium for communication. That means the wired medium. So there is a lesser chance of loss of data in the case of wired medium. Though the fixed wired are connected between two devices, so there is a lesser chance. But in the mobile communication or in the wireless communication, or wireless communication network, there are higher chances of loss of data due to interference from the atmospheric conditions, like sometimes lightning is there, rain is there, noises coming from outside or the atmosphere which is present. That are certain limitations. Then next is, since wireless spectrum is limited in amount, that is the amount of wireless frequency. Spectrum is what? The set of frequency available for communication. So the wireless frequency available are very less in quantity, and we know that several applications are designated certain frequency band or work on certain frequency band. For example, if we want to communicate with the satellite, suppose, so you should use a particular frequency band for that particular purpose. If you want to use the mobile handset for communication, it has its own frequency band to use, or frequencies allotted to that particular device. So limited frequency range is one more limitation for mobile communication. Okay. Then another limitation is low transmission rates. So if you see the fixed wired network, so we know that we can transmit from 10 Mbps to a certain number of Gbps rate or higher speed using the different technologies which are available. And in the case of fixed wired, it is very much possible to gain maximum data rate transmission. But that is not possible with the mobile communication system, though we have the limited bandwidth, and that is also not dedicated one. We are using in shared basis. So as much as we can talk about the LTE nowadays, 4G, and now we are talking about the 5G. It provides the data rate of certain Mbps, but still it is not uh, equal to the data rate that we are getting for wired mediums. Still, it is lower than the data rate available in the wired network. So also, since there is no dedicated path between the transmitted and the receiver, there are more delays and more problems of jitter in the case of mobile communication is possible. Jitter means the problem that we are facing in delays. If the particular data which is sent from transmitter to receiver, so mobile communication in wireless communication or mobile communication or the wireless communication, the time required to set up a call or set up a connection as well as to maintain that particular connection, it's depend on the availability of the network. So that it is another limitation. So then since the communicating media is wireless, the security is one more concern, because security involved in the communication is lower in the case of wireless. Why? Because we know that the one can easily access the media. Also, any attacker can tune to your frequency and listen to your data if it is not encrypted. So proper security mechanism need to be or should be deployed in order to make the wireless communication effective, so that some of the so that we can achieve the better quality of service for wireless communication. So these are the certain disadvantages or the limitations for mobile communication we have seen. So today we have seen two different topics. One is related to the application of the mobile networks, and the other one is related to the limitations of mobile network.